welcome back to the channel. This is a channel that's ordinarily dedicated to Jeep stuff, specifically my 2012 Jeep Rubicon. But today's video is going to be just a little bit different. I'm going to be talking about airing down your tires.
Airing down is something you should consider for both winter as well as summer adventures. I keep my air down procedure low budget. I have a simple tool that does this one tire at a time. On my 35-inch Yokohama Geolanders, I typically air down to around 12 psi. This seems to be the sweet spot. But what exactly does airing down even do?
So it takes a contact patch that's ordinarily this size and expands it, making it longer and wider. So it gets more tire to the ground.
When you're crawling over rocky trails, this larger contact patch often gives you more grip because it's putting more tire onto the trail. The tire will actually wrap around the rocks and not just teeter on top of them. In deep snow, the tire will float a bit higher in the snow instead of allowing your rig to sink into it and get high centered.
Oh, the Transalta is so bumpy. This is another reason why we air down our tires. It does make washboardy roads like the Transalta Trail a little bit more bearable. But still, it's a bumpy freaking road.
Most of our winter trails take us over frozen riverbeds, so soft suspension coupled with a softer tire makes the ride just a little bit more bearable. But this wider, longer contact patch isn't always an advantage.
When you're in icy conditions though, that's the last thing you want.
On ice, a narrow tire puts the same pressure into a smaller area, giving you way more grip. In conditions like this, you may want to stay aired up, or better yet, put on some chains.
Now again, this is only something that I would do if it was icy. You know, if it's loamy snow, if it's slushy snow, if it's super deep snow, absolutely air down. And you do want to air down as much as you possibly can. If you're not running a bead locker, which is the case for most of us, do not go below 15 psi, because if you do, the chances of you blowing a bead are very high. It's not a pretty thing to have to put that bead back on in the middle of the trail, especially when it's cold. Like today, it's damn near minus 20 today, so it's freaking cold. So as with all things in Jeep land, you ask 7 people a question, you'll get 7 different answers. I just recommend running around 15 psi on a standard rim. There's no reason why you can't run 10 as long as you drive it carefully.
Again, I run 12 psi on my Geolanders, but you won't see me doing donuts in the snow as this can lead to a bead letting go. Kinda like this one. Fortunately, the fix was pretty easy. We just jacked up the rig and used a pretty basic compressor to seat the bead.
Dear Internet, yes, we actually did reseat a tire using a Smitty-built air compressor. The shot was not faked, it wasn't an elaborate hoax, it wasn't computer graphics, we actually did it. Freaking keyboard warriors. Now that was a 31-inch tire. With a smaller tire, it's definitely easier, you can do it with less pressure. When you're dealing with 35s like I have on Ruby here, you may need something with a little bit more kick. I'm still really skeptical about using starting fluid, but with 35s, 37s, 40s, you may not have any choice. You definitely need something with a little bit of pressure. If your compressor has, in the 10 psi range, that's probably ideal. So if you are doing it in the field and you don't want to blow your hands, eyebrows, whatever else off with starting fluid, invest in a compressor that has around 10 psi and you should be fine. But that being said, I do have starting fluid as part of my regular kit for when I'm going on my overlanding adventures. I would much rather not use the starting fluid, and in point of fact, if it ever does happen to me, the first thing I'm going to try is the compressor method.
Speaking of compressors, the only part that sucks about airing down is airing back up, especially if you have a shitty compressor like mine. But hey, it works. I'm just the last one to finish airing up at the end of the day.
So I hope you liked my video on why we air down our tires when we're going on an overlanding adventure. If you did like this video, smash the like button, click the like button, tap the like button, do something with the like button, and don't forget to subscribe. And maybe I'll see you all out on the trail. hopefully we're not reseating your tire using starting fluid. Anyways, I'm out of here.